Jack and Mike, Tuesdays at 10.
You think you're going to the Oscars, don't you?
Hey, you bet. And entertainment this week puts you front row center with all the stars for our countdown to the Academy Awards.
Check it out. You'll see action from the Best Picture nominees.
Find out who fought for Platoon.
Do you think Hannah and her sisters will get Woody out of hiding?
Are the awards a good sign for Children of a Lesser God?
Will you have a room with a view on Oscar night?
I get it. Meet the best actors and actresses from Fonda to Newman, Turner, Woods, and Spacek.
It is really a monster year. Don't you agree?
It's great. It's absolutely great.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Leeza Gibbons.
And I'm Robb Weller.
Looking dashing.
This is when they dress me up to look like a waiter, but...
And it works so well.
No, you look glamourmorphic or something magnanimous.
Good word, Rob. Thank you. There's a reason for this. See, we have a very special edition of our show for you today. It's Entertainment This Week's Countdown to the Academy Awards, a celebration of the outstanding movies and movie stars who made 1986 such an exceptional year for movies.
Last year may have signaled the return of the more thought-provoking films of the past. Issues are big again. War, family, religion. Movies less about special effects and more about special people.
Now, the Oscar signifies quite simply achievement. There is no higher honor, no greater recognition by the entertainment industry.
It's an important professional recognition. But what does it really mean personally? Here are some very happy former winners to share their thoughts on the meaning of Oscar.
Oscar night in Hollywood is as grand an event as the most enchanted ball you'd find in any fairy tale, especially for the winners who may have to pinch themselves to realize it's real.
My knuckles are white round this gentleman. I think that's how it feels.
For whatever you read in the papers, you know, the moment when your name is announced, it's still a stunning moment.
Some are ecstatic, others pragmatic.
It is a dream, yeah. But it's certainly not the end of a dream. I mean, you know, we go back to work tomorrow, don't we?
It's very exciting. It means more people will go see the movie. That makes me happy.
And some could find winning simply habit-forming.
I'm thrilled. I've got enough of the kid in me. I feel I'm getting the biggest lollipop in the world and a pat on the tushy from my peers.
You know, I'm after 3 or 4 more, and it feels great. Feels great.
All it takes is one of the golden statues to change a winner's career, boost a film's box office take, or simply bring immense gratification for well-done work. But 2 Oscars? Well, then Hollywood really likes you. Just ask Sally Field.
I allowed myself tonight to actually stand there for this moment in time and feel that this group that I've wanted to have their respect for so long respected me.
Anybody who gets to work is a winner. And anybody who dreams about it really is a winner, too.
It doesn't end or begin a career. It is what it is. It's a terrific thing to win.
We'll be back with all the dreams and excitement
as we look at this year's nominees and the golden statues they hope will boost their careers.
Stay with us as our countdown to the Academy Awards continues. We're going to have some revealing news.
For example, did you know that Uncle Sam refused to lend a hand in the production of Platoon?
How far away from the Academy Awards do you think Woody Allen will be come Monday night?
Not as far as New York.
Yeah.
And how does a quiet little movie like A Room with a View ever get made when the studios clamor for tons and tons of action?
There's some pretty fancy footwork going on in preparation of Oscar night, and we're going to have the scoop on the best pictures and the top actors when we come back. That's in just a few moments from now.
Cats that purr, cats that pounce, cats that lunge, cats that leap. Cats. They're shy, and they're sly, and they win Tony Awards. Cats. Cats previews start September 23rd, opens September 28th. They reached out for the moon and got it. So get your Cats tickets now at the St. Denis Theater, Ticketron outlets, or call 288-2525.
Time to make the donuts.
Owning a Dunkin' Donuts is no piece of cake.
Time to make the donuts.
Because you work night and day making donuts. That's why they're so fresh all the time.
The donuts.
And come in up to 52 varieties, more than any supermarket. At Dunkin' Donuts, it's always time to make the donuts.
Now, Chrysler gives you more. From Mitsubishi Motors, more affordable luxury with Colt Premier, more economy with Colt E hatchback, more driving fun with Colt DL Turbo, new Raider, best equipped 4x4 import, Vista, 4x4 performance with room for 7, and Power Ram 50, more Ram power than ever. Plus, over 550 dealers coast to coast. Now all you need to know about Japanese imports is at your Chrysler dealer.
Grab the phone, tell a friend. New buzzword is honey, honey. Fabergé organic shampoo. Shine your hair like you want it to. Tell a friend about the shine, touchful hair every time. Sweet germ oil and honey's the trend. So grab the phone and tell a friend. New buzzword is honey, honey. Fabergé organic shampoo. New buzzword is honey.
Fabergé organic shampoo and conditioner.
That beautiful music, the theme from last year's Academy Award winner for Best Picture Out of Africa.
Oliver Stone's Platoon, nominated for 8 Academy Awards, is the film most favored to win this year's Best Picture Oscar. So it is ironic that it took the director almost 2 decades to get his Vietnam epic made.
There have been other classic war movies honored by the Academy: All Quiet on the Western Front, Patton, The Bridge on the River Kwai, and Vietnam was the subject of 3 Academy Award-winning films in the 70s. There was Coming Home, The Deer Hunter, and Apocalypse Now.
But Platoon is the first Vietnam movie directed by a veteran of the Vietnam War. Oliver Stone is up for more awards than any other nominee this year. 2 for Platoon, for writing and directing, and a co-writing nomination for Salvador. It's a good year for the man whose heart-wrenching new movie has left an unforgettable image of the human costs of war.
Back down there!
Platoon is a movie no one wanted to make, about a war almost no one wanted to remember.
That war was a tremendous lesson for America, and I don't think we should forget it.
Oliver Stone wrote the screenplay from his own combat experiences.
Come on, Gardner, hang in there. You're gonna make it. Come on.
It's the story of America's loss of innocence, a loss personally shared by thousands of Americans who went into Southeast Asian jungles searching for an enemy that often turned out to be themselves. The script was rejected by every major studio.
We came back to a society that was very much at peace, making money. Inflation was rampant. The 60s was a good time in America. And the war existed just on the news, on TV for 5 minutes a night. So we walked in as if we were from another planet.
It was 17 years before a producer took interest in putting Platoon on film.
My heart was pounding when I was reading this. And I said, if Oliver can transfer what he has written onto the screen, this will be a unique experience in filmmaking.
Finally, some British investors were found who wanted to take a risk on a film about the war America didn't win.
I didn't view it, actually, as an American subject. I took it as really a statement about war itself.
Stone was given a $6 million budget. That's about half the average budget of a Hollywood feature film. There were some problems on the set, fights, and accidents.
One of our men was bitten by a viper, and fortunately the doctor on the set was able to take the poison out and save the man's life.
One worker was killed in a cave-in on the set. All the while, the U.S. government refused to help in the production.
We needed extras, non-Oriental extras, to appear in the movie. And the government asked for a copy of the screenplay, and after they read it, they rejected any further association with it. They would not give us any assistance.
With a small budget, no heavyweight stars in the cast, tons of obstacles, ranging from swarms of insects to suffocating heat, to unseasonal rains to jungle fevers. The filmmakers struggled with a movie Hollywood's top studios predicted nobody would want to see. There was only one major scene never shot.
What we did leave out was a fantasy sequence that Chris Taylor experiences where he is thinking about a love goddess, and it was supposed to be a very beautiful woman. And we actually had trouble finding a beautiful woman in the middle of the jungle where we were.
Platoon is the foot soldier's view of war. Ironically, Stone cast himself as a major who gets blown up in the film. One of the most horrifying moments in the film is when Sergeant Elias, played by Willem Dafoe, is shot by Vietnamese soldiers. Tiny explosives on his body failed to go off. You see his body jerk, but no blood. There was no time to reshoot, and Stone decided to keep the scene. The dramatic impact remains. Stone's vision of the Vietnam War is unlike any other recent war film. It dwells not on the glory, but rather the brutal insanity of men hunting men. It's the grimmest of American tales because it's so real. Reality is why nobody wanted to make the film and why Oliver Stone struggled for 17 years to make sure it was made.
It says something wonderful about America, that we can deal with the war honestly now. We don't need fantasies.
The war is over for me now, but it will always be there the rest of my days.
Oh, Rob, that is a powerful, powerful story.
Yeah.
Big self-support in Hollywood that film may well walk away with the Best Picture Oscar.
Regardless, though, it is still one of the great filmmaking stories of Hollywood.
Indeed it is.
Coming up next, we'll all get a chance to compare this year's Best Actor nominees.
Now, actor Paul Newman may be the sentimental favorite, but odds makers say a Cockney upstart could give the hustler a run for his money. We'll be right back.
Help! Avenue has too many cars and trucks. Way too many. The solution? Avenue's unauthorized inventory clearance. With factory rebates, Avenue rebates, incredible trade-in values, and the lowest possible financing. It's Avenue's most spectacular clearance ever. Avenue's unauthorized inventory clearance now through April 10th. Open Saturday and Sunday to preview and reserve your selection. Avenue, Pontiac, Buick, Cadillac. To carry at Van Horn.
Fantastic. Only a cleaner this strong can make cleaning this easy.
It's so easy. It's so easy.
Fantastic. Only a cleaner this strong can make cleaning this easy.
It's so easy.
And now, try new Fantastic Carpet and Upholstery Cleaner. Dries in minutes.
I want a nice light snack right now. Oh, hi there. I gotta go. Oh, I can't wait. Come on, we're getting closer. Whoa, excuse me, pardon me, getting closer. Hi guys, nice hats. Down here. Whoa, oh, it's gonna be good. Oh, pardon me, I think I see what I want. Gotcha.
If you want a nice light snack, go get it.
This Saturday at 7, it's a 90-minute special with Phil Collins in concert. The Phil Collins Special, this Saturday at 7 on CFCF 12, in simulcast with Sean, 97.7 FM.
And that music is from Paul Newman's movie, The Color of Money.
He, of course, is nominated for Best Actor. The nominees in that category are a very intense group. They include a burned-out war photographer, a pool hustler, Paul Newman, a jazz musician, a prostitute's escort, and a teacher for the deaf.
Though The Color of Money is the biggest money maker of the set, critics and audiences have given nearly equal praise to the 5 nominees. Insiders say it's between Hoskins and Newman. Here's your chance to reacquaint yourself with the men who've earned the Best Actor nominations.
As soon as I got on the stage, as soon as I got into an acting company, I was at home. I'd never met people like it. I thought they were wonderful. They were all slightly crazy.
Where did they get you from?
Under a cabbage leaf.
Mona Lisa offered Bob Hoskins his best film role yet. As a driver and a strong arm for a call girl, Hoskins exhibits a range from gruff bewilderment to full-blown romantic anguish.
Let's say you're a lady.
His thoughts on the nomination?
It's great. It's absolutely great.
You think you're going to the Oscars, don't you? So she's got her tux already, you know. She's going to wear something hip like Cher, maybe.
In Salvador, James Woods plays a sleazy hustler whose last chance gig as a photojournalist thrusts him into a bloody civil war.
Defense for justice. Es necesario. Sáquenlo.
You become just like them.
His performance is gripping, and though Salvador was little seen by the public, Academy voters found Woods hard to forget.
Like a boomerang, baby, boomerang.
William Hurt was named Best Actor at last year's Academy Awards for Kiss of the Spider-Woman. It's possible he'll win again this year for Children of a Lesser God, in which he plays an unorthodox teacher of the hearing impaired.
This press-shy actor is as intense in an interview as he is in his work.
I act because I love it. And when I don't discover myself through it and can't offer anything or share anything that I think is constructive with others, and I hope I stop.
You couldn't find big time if you had a road map.
For 7-time nominee Paul Newman, the big time might just come at last with an Academy Award for his performance as a pool shark in The Color of Money.
You never. Damn it, you never ease off on somebody like that, not when there's money involved.
Earlier this year, when Newman won the Best Actor Award from the National Board of Review, he may have given us a preview of a possible Oscar-winning speech.
As you can see down the pike, and the amount of work that's left you is finite, I think maybe means more to you than it did when you were a kid.
Wow, who would ever thought it?
Playing a bebop musician in 50s Paris was no problem for legendary sax man Dexter Gordon in Round Midnight. He had lived the role.
But Gordon tells us after his screen test, one Warner Brothers executive had cold feet.
The way this guy speaks, you know, who's going to understand him? So my faithful wife said, what about Marlon Brando? Wow.
So now all 5 actors are queuing up for Monday night's Academy Awards. But which one will rack up a win?
Well, I've got some favorites. I know you do, too.
Yeah, interesting mix.
It is a good mix, a good horse race this year. In the Best Picture category, running neck and neck with Platoon in number of nominations, which we mentioned is 8, is A Room with a View, the British entry. The 8 times nominated film is based on the classic work of English novelist E.M. Forster.
It's a character movie, what might be called an art picture, I guess we might say. The story is about a prim young girl who discovers her passionate side while on vacation in Italy.
Now, many people might be surprised at how rich and beautiful A Room with a View is, but its lush look and the wonderful acting of 2 veterans, Maggie Smith and Denham Elliott, may be the reason the Academy held this film in such high esteem.
This is not at all what we were led to expect.
It starts out so innocently. A young English girl and her chaperone are visiting Florence at the turn of the century, and they're disappointed that their rooms do not overlook the picturesque Arno River. 2 gentlemen overhear their plight and offer to exchange rooms.
You could have our rooms, and we'll have yours. We can change.
So begins A Room with a View. the faithful cinematic adaptation of the E.M. Forster novel about a young girl who is transformed by the passions of Italy and forced to break free of her Victorian constraints.
Get dressed, dear, or the better part of the day will be gone.
No one could have predicted that this film, which satirizes the manners and morality of the Victorian English, would become the box office and critical hit it has. In some cities, A Room with a View has been playing continuously to sold-out houses for over a year. Critics have called it breathtaking, lyrical, sumptuous, and delectable. It's already been voted Best Picture by the National Board of Review, the London Evening Standard, and the British Film Academy. And now it's tied with Platoon for the most Oscar nominations this year, 8 altogether. The question is, why have audiences responded so strongly?
It was just a lovely, gorgeous love story set in a lovely, beautiful Renaissance city and sunlit. I just think it's something people were waiting for and wanting.
Denham Elliott was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for his performance as Mr. Emerson, the free-spirited father of George Emerson, the passionate English boy who falls in love with young Lucy Honeychurch.
There's only one thing impossible. That's to love and to part.
Nominated for Best Supporting Actress is Maggie Smith as Charlotte Bartlett, the meddlesome spinster cousin.
Oh, my poor dear girl, you are so young. And you've always lived among such nice people. You cannot realize what men can be.
It's a love story which works out. It's sort of, nobody gets terribly upset. Love triumphs overall. I mean, it's just a lovely story. It's a very intelligent script. Beautiful to look at.
Along with the well-cast acting ensemble, it's the exquisite look of the film that has captivated Academy members who have nominated A Room with a View for Best Art Direction, Best Costume Design, and Best Cinematography. Action! A Room with a View comes from the filmmaking team of producer Ishmael Merchant, director James Ivory, and screenwriter Ruth Prower Jabvala, all of whom are nominated for Oscars. This team has worked together for 25 years. Their specialty, turning literary classics into cinema.
Audiences are not stupid. And I think they're crying out, demanding better entertainment. And I think it's up to television, and it's up to the movie companies to try and give them that, and not be afraid that they're talking over their heads. I don't think that people who make films are.
So far, A Room with a View has grossed $18.5 million. Outstanding for a small film which only cost $3 million to make. The film was financed in Britain after every American studio turned it down.
They just were not interested. We went through this whole route, you know, here from Samuel Goldwyn's organization to 20th Century Fox to Universal to Warner Brothers to Columbia. And they all said, well, it's a wonderful script, and, you know, but whether it would make money, whether people would want to see it, or the Americans would be interested in it. Now there's a great surprise.
The critical and box office success of A Room with a View have been a tremendous victory for the Merchant Ivory team. But an Oscar for Best Picture would be the crowning glory.
It would not change the pattern of our work as such, but I think it certainly gives you a feeling of satisfaction that you have come to make films, and that on those terms they have been accepted by a commercial Hollywood community.
What's ahead on our countdown to the Academy Awards? The Oscars pay tribute to Ralph Bellamy, and we'll show you why he's so deserving.
And Woody Allen is here.
Rob, he's not here.
Oh, well, his presence is felt. But Jane Fonda, Sissy Spacek, Sigourney Weaver, Kathleen Turner, Marlee Matlin, William Hurt, James Woods, and more of the nominees are here.
Well, that's true, along with some stunning moments from Children of a Lesser God and The Mission.
So stay with us as our special continues. I think Woody Allen is here, really.
Get your skis shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move ya. take a sniff, pull it out. The taste is gonna move you when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit is gonna move you. It juices soft, it gets right to you. Juicy fruit, the taste is gonna move you.
Now, Chrysler gives you more. From Mitsubishi Motors, more affordable luxury with Colt Premier. More economy with Colt E hatchback. More driving fun with Colt DL Turbo. New Raider, best equipped 4x4 import. Vista, 4x4 performance with room for 7. And Power Ram 50, more Ram power than ever. Plus, over 550 dealers coast to coast. Now all you need to know about Japanese imports is at your Chrysler dealer.
Time to make the donuts.
Owning a Dunkin' Donuts is no piece of cake.
Time to make the donuts.
Because you work night and day making donuts. That's why they're so fresh all the time.
The donuts.
And come in up to 52 varieties, more than any supermarket. At Dunkin' Donuts, it's always time to make the donuts.
Have you ever had a headache when you were stuck on the job? Introducing Head Start, a new easy-to-take headache medicine. Easy to take. Water. Because Head Start needs no water. Pleasant-tasting, lemon-flavored Head Start tablets dissolve quickly in your mouth for fast pain relief. New Head Start. It works. At work.
If I had a talking picture of you, I would run it every time I fell blue.
Looking back at the Academy Awards,
67 years ago this week, movie sweetheart Mary Pickford and the swashbuckling Douglas Fairbanks were secretly married. Both later became Oscar winners.
33 years ago, From Here to Eternity tied record holder Gone with the Wind in number of Oscars with 8 each.
14 years ago, Cabaret also won 8, but not including Best Picture.
And 2 years ago this week, Dr. Hang S. Nor became the first actor ever to win an Oscar for his debut film. It was The Killing Fields.
If I had a talking picture of you.
Well, there are many fine actors and actresses who never receive Academy Awards. Since the very first year, the Academy has tried to make up for the more glaring omissions with honorary Oscars.
The Academy is honoring veteran actor Ralph Bellamy with a special Academy Award this year for his unique artistry and distinguished service to the profession of acting. Every decade remembers him for different roles. FDR in Sunrise at Campobello, as the famous Ellery Queen, and recently in Trading Places.
Bellamy says he's always considered himself a character actor who appeared in dozens of B-movies because I had a family and they all needed new shoes. Well, hard work has paid off. Leonard Maltin joins us with a tribute to the legendary Ralph Bellamy.
Bruce is downstairs waiting in a taxi cab for me, and we're in a hurry.
Hold on a minute. Hey, Vanjie, come here. There's a guy waiting in a taxi in front of the criminal courts building. His name is Bruce Baldwin.
What does he look like?
He looks like that fellow in the movies, you know, Ralph Bellamy.
Oh, him?
Can you handle it?
I've never flopped on you yet, have I?
What a great gag. Ralph Bellamy had his name dropped as an in-joke by Cary Grant in that classic comedy, His Girl Friday. But Bellamy's name has appeared in the credits of over 100 movies, as well as scores of TV shows and plays. He's the kind of actor you always look forward to seeing. And he's been a working actor for 60 years. Well, he's played all kinds of roles, but in my mind, there are a handful that really stand out. In that delicious screwball comedy, The Awful Truth, Bellamy perfected the role of the other man, who just happens to be a hayseed, planning to marry Irene Dunn, but not counting on the wiles of her ex-husband, Cary Grant.
We're going to live right in Oklahoma City.
Not Oklahoma City itself. Lucy, you lucky girl.
New York's all right for a visit, but I wouldn't want to live here.
He played this role so well that he repeated it more or less with Grant and Rosalind Russell 3 years later in His Girl Friday.
You always carry an umbrella, Bruce? Well, it looked a little cloudy this morning. That's right. Rubbers, too, I hope. Atta boy.
But after a while, he grew tired of doing the same role over and over, and he sought escape.
I made up my mind I was being typed and that I'd have to do something about it. And I did. I went to New York.
Here, Bellamy carved out a whole new career for himself, one that culminated in the role of a lifetime Franklin D. Roosevelt in Sunrise at Campobello, which he played on stage and screen. His became the performance by which all other depictions of Roosevelt were measured.
My brother and I run a privately funded program to rehabilitate culturally disadvantaged people.
To a younger generation, he may be best remembered as the crafty millionaire and brother of Don Amici, who sets up Eddie Murphy in Trading Places.
I had more fun making that picture than all the preceding 98.
And television viewers of the 80s have come to know his portrayal of FDR from his appearances in The Winds of War and its upcoming sequel, War and Remembrance. Not many actors could convincingly reprise a past performance at the age of 82, but Ralph Bellamy is as strong and persuasive as ever, an actor who never lets you down, and an actor who never intends to quit.
Oh, I love it, sure. I'll never quit. They'll have to carry me out.
I believe that.
That's a great attitude, Lisa.
He is one of the best.
Another man who has had quite an impact on filmmaking, nominated for an Academy Award this year, Hannah and Her Sisters is the latest Woody Allen movie to be recognized by the Academy.
If the very private Allen reveals himself anywhere, it is in his films. It is there that the comic views on family and relationships give us some clue to the man. Though he shunned the award ceremonies for as long as anybody can remember, really, that hasn't stopped the Academy from recognizing Allen's talent. When the limos line up at the Oscars this year and the stars step into the spotlight, at least one familiar face will be conspicuously absent. This face. Woody Allen will not be on hand to hear whether the Academy has voted his film, Hannah and Her Sisters, the best picture of 1986, whether it has given its highest award to a comedy about a loving, bickering family.
It's a good thing we had a talented daughter.
I can only hope that she was mine. With you as her mother, her father could be anybody in Actors Equity.
But where will Woody Allen be on Oscar night? As past years are any indication, he'll be here at a New York pub. Some of his actors who will go to the ceremonies in Allen's place didn't expect the Academy would pay tribute to a man who ignores it.
I was quite surprised, especially with Woody's attitude towards the Oscars, you know. He goes down to Michael's pub and plays the clarinet when the Oscars are on. But if I win, I've got someone I'm going to send down there to tell him.
I am in love with you.
Oh, don't say those words. Kane has been singled out with a supporting actor nomination. Another surprise for him.
You never get a nomination in a group picture because no one knows who the hell to pick out, you know? But in this one, they suddenly picked me out as the best supporting actor.
The Academy's love affair with Woody Allen began in 1977 when Annie Hall received 5 nominations and 4 awards, including Best Picture, Screenplay, and Director. Oscar nominations came regularly for subsequent Woody Allen films. Interiors got 4 nominations. 2 nominations apiece went to Manhattan in 1979, Zelig in 1983, and Broadway Danny Rose in '84. And The Purple Rose of Cairo received a nomination for Allen's screenplay. But Hannah and Her Sisters, with 7 nominations this year, represents another step in the maturity of Woody Allen as a movie maker. It is an examination of the bittersweet nature of family relationships.
Liar! Liar!
And at lunch, she got drunker and drunker, and finally she became Joan Collins.
I don't think he's ever gone so far in the extremes of comedy and drama. There'll be great comedy in it, and at the same time, there's very serious scenes.
Yes, but I
had this strange experience in watching the film. I was in the middle of a scene watching this film. I was laughing, and all of a sudden I started crying. And I've never had that happen quite to that extreme. I don't think he's ever succeeded quite like he has with this film.
There I am in my Masked Avenger hat and goggles.
Allen hasn't slowed down after Hannah. His Radio Days in current release is a period piece vastly different than Hannah.
What's special about him is the fact that he doesn't want to rest on his laurels, the fact that he wants to set a new challenge for himself from picture to picture.
Judging from the critical acclaim for Radio Days, the film may give Allen another chance to decline attending the Oscars next year.
Those kind of things don't mean that much to Woody. He looks at his work and he sees it, and that's where his satisfaction comes.
For like his character Alvy Singer in Annie Hall, when it comes to the Oscars, Allen's feeling seems to be, I'd never want to belong to any club that would have someone like me as a member.
Classic Woody Allen.
All right, don't go away. Entertainment This Week's countdown to the Academy Awards continues with the Oscar-nominated films of two of America's most dynamic leading men, William Hurt and Robert De Niro.
And later, we'll be weighing the odds and making some Oscar predictions of our own. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Thick and heavy. Thick and heavy. Thick and heavy. Thick and light. If you think you're seeing a mirage, you are. Deliciously thick, yet amazingly light.
Watch. 4 tape players playing 4 different instruments, and only the saxophone has Duracell batteries. So long, drums. Too bad, piano. Bye-bye, bass. And look who plays on. Duracell, the copper-top battery. The one that lasts.
Kung Fu, an ancient art in a modern world, benefits all participants. Proper skills and training gives true confidence. Ensuring peace of mind. Kung Fu Canada, by appointment only. Phone 363-1015.
The pyramids, symbols of timeless durability. In Canada, pyramids symbolize awards of excellence for durability. Durability that makes Toyota the only car maker in Canada to win the Canadian Automobile Association's Durability Survey 4 out of 5 years. And Corolla, the only car to win 3 times. Corolla from Toyota, where excellence is its own award.
Song, of course, from the film Children of the Lesser God, that great scene where William Hurt is teaching one of the deaf students to dance.
Yeah, I couldn't get that out of my head for days after I saw that movie.
I know, catchy stuff. Welcome back to our countdown to the Academy Awards. I'm Leeza Gibbons.
And I'm Robb Weller. An incredible debut performance, which ended up in a Best Actress nomination, also marks a first in Oscar history this year. Marlee Matlin of Children of the Lesser God is the first hearing-impaired actress ever to be nominated. Children of a Lesser God is remarkable for other reasons as well.
The film has been nominated for 5 Academy Awards. Co-star William Hurt, last year's Best Actor winner, is up for his 2nd Best Actor award, and Piper Laurie is hoping for a supporting actress nod this year.
But first-time feature film director Randa Haynes says what really makes this film remarkable is the special relationship between her 2 main characters.
Sarah, you are the most mysterious, beautiful, angry person I have ever met.
Children of a Lesser God is the story of a teacher in love with a rebellious young deaf woman.
I don't view it as a handicapped story, but it's true that there are characters in the film who are different from the characters we usually see in films.
Sarah, I am falling into the pool with you!
One of the film's producers had brought 2 other successful plays to the screen, A Soldier Story and Agnes of God.
You do take the risk of being compared to something, but you take that risk, I think, when you do a book, although I think you dilute books more than you dilute plays. So therefore, I think that you have a greater chance of keeping intact the integrity of the material, the author's material, in a play you do in a book. At least for me, you do.
the emphasis in the film is much more on the passionate nature of the love story.
You know, I am a really good teacher, though. You should let me help you. Don't you want to be able to get along in the world? No one wants my help? That's your opinion. What? You don't do anything you can't do well?
In the play, there's a love story, too, but it's also very much about the politics of the deaf world. And I hope that we could incorporate a lot of those same ideas in the problems between the characters, in the love story itself.
The screenplay for this unusual movie would be a challenge for any writer, what with one character speaking for both.
But you think for me, think for Sarah, as though there were no I.
I didn't find it as hard as they thought it was going to be. I mean, what happens with me as a writer is that when the characters start coming alive for me, they really start talking. They kind of take over. And the dialogue just kind of worked itself. It was like the question is the answer is the question.
Hey, hold it. Come on, wait, like I can't.
In the film, James and Sarah, that was the intention of what the relationship was to be, that James would be frustrated enough to try to understand what Sarah had to say. And it was the whole process of communication, to accept Sarah as she was, and to have Sarah try to convince him that she had her own language, and to work it out. He learned her language, and she learned his, sort of.
Look, James, I've seen this kind of thing before. It just doesn't work.
This isn't this kind of thing. This is us. This is Sarah and me. I love her.
I think what the film is really about is that struggle, the importance of the struggle to try to reach other people, to let other people in.
Be yourself. Don't be afraid. And, well, everything's okay. Just don't hold back. Open up and share. And it's the real world out there, so try your best.
Time to make the donuts.
Owning a Dunkin' Donuts is no piece of cake.
Time to make the donuts.
Because you work night and day making donuts. That's why they're so fresh all the time.
The donuts.
And come in up to 52 varieties, more than any supermarket. At Dunkin' Donuts, it's always time to make the donuts.
Colgate's just announced it. Colgate Mint Toothpaste. A new toothpaste in a gold box. Colgate cavity protection in a new tartar-fighting formula. Tartar is that hard, ugly deposit that only your dentist can get rid of. This Colgate fights tartar buildup above the gum line. Your teeth will actually feel cleaner, smoother. Now, fight cavities and fight tartar with Colgate's new tartar-fighting formula in the gold box.
Chrysler announces Canada's best-back cashbacks. Check your newspaper and tear off your $750 cashback on all Dodge full-size pickups. For rugged performance on or off the road, Dodge pickups are Ram tough to beat. Also, $600 cashback on the all-new midsize Dodge Dakota. And now, 7 years or 115,000-kilometer warranty protection for the best-back cashbacks ever. Now at participating Chrysler dealers.
For your surroundings to last through the years, Monco has a product for you, like its famous Unistone. For each corner of your property, Monco has the shapes and colors to suit your taste. For paths and pavements, it means sturdiness. For embankments and retaining walls, it's the solution. For patios and pool areas, it's the finishing touch. Insist on quality. Ask for Monco from your contractor, gardening, or building material center. Let Monco surround you with everlasting beauty. For information, call 351-2120.
You'll recognize that music, of course, from Alien, the film which preceded the movie. for which Sigourney Weaver received the Best Actress nomination this year, Aliens.
Aliens, right, with an S. Well, this year, the Best Actress nominees go Back to the Future, they return to the past, they wake up with a dead guy and shoot up a live one. These are the kinds of roles actresses have been begging for years.
Although they are not the type of roles that traditionally are nominated for Academy Awards, this year's nominees are a prestigious group. Together, they have appeared in over 50 films, so this is the first-time nomination for 3 of the 5 nominees.
Inside Word favors Kathleen Turner for the award. But Turner is in for some stiff competition from some very familiar names. The veteran of the group is Jane Fonda, with 6 previous nominations and 2 wins in this category. Now she's being recognized for playing an alcoholic actress caught up in a murder in the morning after.
I have never played a part like this before. You know, I know sometimes people say, well, you know, you're such a strong, healthy woman and such a role model. Why are you playing a loser like this character, you know, out of control? Because that's what's fun. That's the challenge, is to reach outside yourself and do something totally different. And that's what I'd like to continue doing.
Jackie, I just woke up with a dead guy.
I'm free! I'm free! This is Sissy Spacek's 5th nomination as Best Actress. She's won once before. Spacek earned the nod this time for her portrayal of Babe, the youngest of the offbeat McGrath sisters in Crimes of the Heart.
I grew up the baby in the family, so I understood that position in the family and felt like I could bring something to that role.
Why did you put your head in the oven?
Oh, I don't know, Meg. I'm having a bad day.
Though Aliens was Sigourney Weaver's 7th film, this is her first nomination. Rarely do actors, much less actresses, in films of this genre receive recognition from the Academy. But Weaver's Officer Ripley is unforgettable.
I'm very proud of the movie, but I was really quite shocked to be nominated, although I'm very pleased, obviously. I feel quite lucky because I don't really think I have any chance of getting it, and it actually makes me glad because I can go that night without sort of biting my fingernails.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Still, if I knew then what I know now, I'd do a lot of things differently.
This is also a first nomination for Kathleen Turner. She's been overlooked in the past despite strong performances, but her role as a frustrated housewife who goes back to relive her high school days in Peggy Sue Got Married garnered a nomination.
I'm very proud of the nomination for Peggy Sue because this is the first one that I really feel is my film, that I'm the principal carrier of the film. And it's exciting. It's just tremendously exciting. I'm very happy.
Until you let me be an I the way you are, you can never come inside my silence and know me.
And finally, a sentimental favorite for Best Actress, Marlee Matlin in Children of a Lesser God. Matlin, deaf herself, was stunning in her screen debut as a handicapped woman struggling to adapt to a hearing world.
It was really a wonderful experience. It was like a family. We communicated, we signed, we shared, and it was a really important experience for me.
I will whisper your name.
It's interesting, isn't it, that this year many of those nominees were genuinely surprised to be nominated.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if Sigourney Weaver, you know what she was saying about she doesn't expect to win, I wonder if that's like a defense mechanism.
I think they all sort of prepare themselves for that, so it won't be such a downward thing.
All right, good category.
Yeah.
Now, the movie The Mission, has virtually no women in it, but the story is one which appeals to both men and women.
The Oscar-nominated film is the story of 2 18th century men, a mercenary and a missionary, who defend the independence of South American natives while battling out their different points of view. And it boasts 2 of the world's leading men in the key roles, Robert De Niro and Jeremy Irons. The Mission is this year's epic film, made in the sweeping tradition of blockbuster Hollywood filmmaking. The nation gained recognition last year when it won the highest honor at the Cannes Film Festival, the Palme d'Or Award. It's one of few films in the Oscar race this year to have success with a non-commercial theme.
I believe there is an audience wanting to have a greater experience than we sometimes imagine. I hope the film will arouse passions in people which are not sexual. After all, we do have different sorts of passions.
Father, I've come to ask you to bless me.
No. If you're right, you'll have God's blessing. If you're wrong, my blessing won't mean anything.
This isn't a film about religion or the church. It's a film about faith. And faith, I believe, is transcendent. It was faith that got this film made. It's on faith that the audiences will go and see it.
Filmed entirely on location in South America, much of its $20 million budget went towards recreating the 18th century structures.
One of the areas we chose to build the big mission was maybe the hottest place I've ever been in my life. Every single piece of equipment, material, everything that we used to build had to be transported quite a long way. So there were different logistical problems in different aspects of the film, but that's what we're paid to do. I mean, I don't think filmmakers complain about those things. That's exactly what we're paid to do, and those are the challenges that come with the job. If it weren't for challenges like that, I'm not sure the job would be worth doing.
But the biggest challenge came in trying to find the right people to play the Indians.
The way the Indians are in the film, their charm and their warmth is theirs. It's not mine. I haven't manufactured that. That's what I found when I met this tribe.
It was the Wenana tribe from Chaco, Colombia that gave director Roland Joffe the authenticity he wanted.
There were 275 Indians and about 200 of us. We couldn't have made the film without them, and they knew that. And it gave them a certain dignity and a certain sense of their own value, which was a side line of the film. They do need help. They need to find their voice. Imagine a man hanging onto a cliff, and very gradually towards him is coming a bulldozer. Well, the Indians are pretty much in that position, and it would be wonderful to find ways of extending a hand and pulling them back up again.
Next weekend on Entertainment This Week, they're still crazy like foxes, and Jack Warden and John Rubinstein are reunited in a TV movie on location in London.
And we'll catch up with another dynamic duo, the Smothers Brothers. They celebrate the anniversary of their controversial departure from CBS. Remember why?
And Bob Goldthwait, a burglar, plans to steal the show in Police Academy 4.
And on Monday on Entertainment Tonight, Matthew Broderick takes the wraps off Project X, a new film that has him under military cover.
That's Monday, but stay with us today for our very own Academy Award predictions.
Uh-oh.
On Entertainment This Week. We'll be right back.
Tim Horton Donuts has a very special offer. Right now, when you buy 3 fresh-baked cinnamon buns, you get a 4th bun free. That's right, buy 3 regular cinnamon buns and the 4th one's free. Or buy 3 iced cinnamon buns and the 4th one's free. Or buy 3 pecan buns and the 4th one's free. Tim Hortons Cinnamon Buns. Now buy 3 and get 1 free.
You owe yourself the best taste in the land.
Take home a box today.
Have you ever had a headache when you were stuck on the job? Introducing Head Start, a new easy-to-take headache medicine. Easy to take. Water. Because Head Start needs no water. Pleasant-tasting, lemon-flavored Head Start tablets dissolve quickly in your mouth for fast pain relief. New Head Start. It works. At work.
Nothing beats the tar out of a truck like loading up at the end of a job. But Toyota work trucks are built to take it. There's 1-ton and extra cab long bed, both with 3 across seating thanks to an optional column automatic shift. And cargo van with 157 cubic feet of cargo space. Toyota work trucks are built to take it. Because on this job, what goes up must come down. Solid choice, Toyota trucks. Who could ask for anything more? Toyota.
On course, smooth, easy tasting. When it's time to take your time, moment by moment. Encore now, easy tasting. Encore now.
I wish we could have looked at all the categories, but we have seen all the nominees for Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Picture. What do you say? Let's make some predictions.
It's our turn to make some predictions? All right, let's start with Best Film of the Year, Best Movie of the Year. I think it's going to be Platoon. It's won the Golden Globe. It's got the momentum. It's on the cover of every magazine. It's a wonderful film. I think it is the movie of the year, Platoon.
I agree
Good.
wholeheartedly.
All
Let's
right.
go with that.
We're right on. Now, how about Best Actress?
Best Actress, Fonda's won before, Basics won before. We do have the first-time nominees in the others, but I think they may go with Kathleen Turner because she's sort of like a movie star of the 80s. She's very fashionable right now with a good body of work behind her already.
I think it's going to be Marlee Matlin.
Really?
Yes, from Children of the Lesser God. I think she's going to carry that.
Maybe the choice.
All right, we differ on that. How about Best Actor, Leeza? This is the big category.
I'd like to see James Woods get it, but he's got plenty of years, and I think it's Paul Newman's time. I think he will finally get recognized after many, many nominations.
Oh, I'd love to have seen him one time and time again.